This is a real deal with a real client with real numbers. A veteran who was told by 3 separate lenders that they would never qualify for their VA home loan. Now, what I want to do is walk you through exactly what happened, because this is what's possible when someone actually knows the VA home loan and how to use it the right way. Now, do not mistake me when I say this, okay? I want every veteran who has earned that benefit to be able to use it. But what I will never do is set a veteran up for failure, because there are some people out there who need financial counseling to be able to budget, understand finances, understand money before they ever own a home. Because there's a lot of lenders out there who will say, oh, well, I can get you approved, but that doesn't mean you're financially ready. Those are not the same thing. In too many instances in this business have I seen that over my 20+ years in this business. If you're new, my name is Jason Stier. I am the VA loan boss, and I have been in this business for over 20 years, serving the military and veteran families across the country. If you've been to the channel before, welcome back. I appreciate you being here because this information is valuable. It needs to be shared with every veteran, military spouse that you know. So share this channel, click the subscribe button, but also share this with people who can use this information because it's very valuable. Now, here is our client's profile, okay? What 3 lenders saw in this situation were a credit score that wasn't very good, a debt picture that wasn't very good, okay? And then an employment situation, which was honestly rather tricky. And when I say tricky, we're talking about variable income, because that's a buzzword in the mortgage world these days when people are working various hours, but also variable income comes from the job type, traveling nurses. And this happens to be what this situation was. They were a traveling nurse. Now, a lot of lenders will tell you that income wouldn't work, especially if they haven't had it for 2 years. Okay. That is not what the VA says. I'm going to walk through this step by step and what we analyze. So this is very important. Okay. Here's what we saw. We saw some credit that had some challenges, but they weren't challenges that we couldn't overcome. Okay. There were charge-offs. Okay. We know what the VA says about charge-offs. We don't have to count those. Collections. Were there any in the last 12 months? Nope. These were old. But what we had was a 100% disabled veteran in the state of Texas. They're exempt from the property taxes. There are many states who mirror that, but this example was in Texas. So the residual income for this particular buyer was really, really high. We're talking 300 or 400% of the required. That is the crux of the VA home loan. It's not DTI necessarily, it's residual. Now, on a manual underwrite with somebody with low credit, okay, we got to look at DTI because we cannot set these veterans up for failure. Too many people have these flexes that you'll see, well, I got somebody approved with a 78% DTI. That is not cool. Unless it's a specific situation. Maybe they're self-employed and they write off a ton because they don't want Uncle Sam. Hey, that's great. I understand that. But that's not always the case. And these clowns in this business will flex on that and say, oh, well, I've got somebody approved at a 70%. Don't pay attention to that crap. It's just crap. Okay? And it doesn't really apply to you. Okay? So we looked at income-wise what the VA says about variable income. Now, he'd only been in this particular job for 12 months. Okay? But he'd been a nurse for 13 or 14 years, I believe. So the VA is very specific on what this looks like. And it gives us as lenders the ability to use our better judgment to be able to qualify this buyer and say, it's not just this one thing we're going to look at. We're going to look at all of them in the body of work. Okay? Because you've heard me say in previous videos, lender overlays. Okay? Doesn't mean the VA says this. The handbook is out there for everybody to see, the VA 26-7. It's right there on va.gov. You can go read it. Now, it doesn't mean every lender is going to interpret it the same because there's a lot of gray areas in there. That's why you need to partner with people who do this benefit day in, day out. Period. It's really that simple. Okay. So we walked them through where we were in the process, what we needed. We did what we call our veteran platinum credit approval, which means before they went under contract, we gathered everything up, put the file together, let one of our underwriters go through it and give us a conditional approval before they even had a property. So now we're giving them confidence, okay, and certainty. When they go make an offer, I can explain to the listing agent what our veteran platinum credit approval is. And what that is if we give you a platinum credit approval and that loan doesn't close for a mistake that we made, we will pay the seller $5,000. We put our money where our mouth is. Okay. So once we had that, and there was some back and forth with the underwriter. Hey, what do you see here? Hey, what's your thoughts here? A little pushback. We worked through it though. And that's part of the process. People try to avoid that. You shouldn't. Okay. This is how things get resolved, and confidence gets put in to this family's hands so they can go make offers. Okay. So when the appraisal came in, there were some minimum property requirement repairs. There were some things the appraiser put on there that we had waived. Okay, most teams don't know that the MPAR waiver even exists. They just say, oh, there's lender required repairs. And I'm telling you right now, there is no such thing as a lender required repair. These are VA guidelines. We do not make the rules, we just enforce them. Okay, and when we finally got to closing, they were crystal clear on what the numbers look like. There were no questions. This is where they at. This is where they landed. We were within a few $100 of what we disclosed to them. Very transparent and very specific. So what this veteran now has is a monthly payment that they were expecting versus renting and flushing money down the toilet. Now they're equity building. These are all the next steps in this VA journey, right? And this is why it's so important. So 3 lenders said no. The VA guidelines said yes, if you know how to read them. If someone has told you that you do not qualify, I want you to book a call. Let me look at your actual situation. Let's have that conversation. Not a guess, not a number, some random ass number somebody throws out at you. Your actual financial thumbprint, which is unique to you. Link is below. Next week is for military spouses. Okay. And I have a soft spot for military spouses, specifically for those that are navigating the PCS process and the home buying chaos that can come with it. So again, click to subscribe, click the little bell to get the reminders, share this channel with any veteran military spouses, families that you think might be able to use this information. See you next week.